Hello, everyone. Yes, we are live again today. Thank you all for joining us. So, in today's video, we want to look at Peter Obi's tweet. Peter Obi has come out to really lament on the state of the nation in Nigeria. We all know that things are not going well, especially as regards to the economy. There are so many things going wrong in Nigeria in the area of economy. And after that, we'll be moving over to the recent development in Niger. We all know that there is a coup going on in Niger Republic. And like we said yesterday, we all don't need to, stay away from the happenings in Niger because Niger is a neighboring country. So whatever happens there, directly or indirectly, will have its effect on Nigerians. So guys, I'm happy that Dr. Te is here to give us more insight on all these topics that we have for today. So we are going to be taking Mr. Peter Obi's tweet. He has come out to lament over a pharmaceutical company that left Nigeria. This company has been in Nigeria for years, but because of the instability in Nigeria, things are not really moving well. They've come up with this decision to exit Nigeria. That what that will mean. I mean, it's going to affect so many people. Job loss and all that. The economy will be affected because this is a very big company that has been impacting on our GDP. So guys, let's look at what Mr. Peter Obi said. I'm going to be sharing this slide and Gloria will help us too.
Okay.
So I think you start here because these slides are not. So Gloria, you can just take us through these slides and then Dr. Etel will say one or two things.
Okay. It says the multinationals that are leaving our country have not only created jobs, but have created immeasurable training that contributed immensely to our human capital development over the years. Now they are leaving our shores one after the other. I have consistently maintained that in turning our nation around, we must move the economy from consumption to production, part of which included encouraging and supporting local okay, it's blocked. I can't see that part. Local and foreign investments in the country. The creation of an environment that creates and sustains multinationals to invest in our country is key to our dream of greatness. We have painfully come to that point in our nation's journey where multinationals are leaving the country and the local ones are closing down. These are some of the consequences of the cumulative poor management of our economy. In the new Nigeria that we seek to create, the emphasis on production will encourage investors to stay and expand on our shores. Our people will keep their jobs.
Sorry.
Yes. In the new Nigeria that we seek to create, the emphasis on production will encourage investors to stay and expand on our shores. Our people will keep their jobs and grow their prosperity.
Okay. Yes, that was, I think the initial page didn't show up. That's what I wanted to see if I'll bring up. But if we can't find it here, I'll just leave it there. So we all know that there's this company that is exiting Nigeria because of our policies. There are so many factors that will make a company to come up with this kind of decision. So Dr. Tell, I don't know what you have to tell us as regards to this happening.
So number one, good evening viewers, and I hope you had a good day and you're away from where the military are mobilizing to invade Niger Republic. Please stay away from that place. Be alive, okay? Now, only God knows the amount of chemists that have lost their job, the amount of pharmacists that have lost their job, the amount of drivers that move their drug, because GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, is a UK company that is into pharmaceutical. They produce drugs. All right, so we start from the chain. Accountants have lost their jobs. Pharmacists have lost their job. Biochemists have lost their job. Microbiologists have lost their job. You see, I'm mentioning professionals. They have lost their job. They are churned into the labor market. I did say in this space some time ago that I had a friend who got a PhD in the United Kingdom in agricultural management. So he went back to Nigeria, lecturing in one of the universities in Nigeria, and he started a fish business, and employed 4 people. Okay, because of the floating of Naira and the withdrawal of subsidy, he couldn't power his fish farm, as it were. And there is no revenue coming, because it is when you have had your 3 square meal that you begin to buy fish to roast. So what did he do? He closed the fish farm, which means that extra income that he's using to support himself is gone. He laid off these 4 staff, which means 4 people that used to put food on their table have gone back to the labor market. Their children are crying. And the last time I spoke to him, he's already processing a visa to run out of Nigeria. This is what is happening. Just the foundation of this mess, the foundation of this nosediving started 8 years ago plus 2 months. But the speed with which we are sliding in the past 2 months is something else. Now, there is something Peter Obi said too that we didn't include in that our tweet, and I will read it here. He said, the reason for leaving Nigeria is even more disheartening, that they are no longer perceiving any future growth of the country, which will be anchored on productivity. That they are no longer, do you know that this size of company, they have what is called the R&D, the research and development. They have all the forecasting tools, because GSK is quoted both on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, I suppose, and on the London Stock Exchange. So they have all the tools to do all the analysis. They are in all over the world. They are in the United Arab Emirates. They are in India. They are all over. For them to wake up and look at Nigeria, the giant of Africa, and say, after over 50 years in Nigeria, we have convinced ourselves that there is no future for us to stay here. Let us cut our loss and go. Anybody that is a well-meaning Nigeria should be concerned, because these people have the tools that they can use to do the analysis. They model the analysis in the short term, medium term, and long term. And you know that what they taught us in management, anything below 12 months could be likened to short term. Now, medium term run up to 36 months, and long term start from 36 months plus. So what it means is that GSK has looked, assuming this current APC government were to remain in power, GSK has said, until they left power, there is no hope for Nigeria. There is a way I reason. I take the analysis of this kind of, is it okay for us maybe to see if we can meet maybe Chloe, are you muted? Okay. Now, GSK is trying to say, in the life of this current administration, until the day another election is conducted in 2027, there is even no hope for them to stay. That's what it means. Because a company cannot just get up and chicken out of all the investment they have made over 50 years because they don't think they can succeed in 3 years. No, companies can take a loss for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then they bounce back. For a company, a multinational like this to decide to leave Nigeria tells you they know that in 48 months' time, there is no hope. So please, Nigerians, as I usually say, pray for intervention. and let that intervention be a man like Peter coming to rejig things. Maybe they stayed hoping that when APC government ends in 29th May 2023, this new Nigeria will come on. And maybe they have looked at things and they say, oh, we thought we could do something. And then they are going. So it is a very, very challenging situation. It is a disappointing situation. And let us use the resources this company used to take this painful decision to understand the professional way we should look at the future of Nigeria under this APC that have mangled it, mismanaged it in 8 years ago, and insisting that they want to continue going forward. That's all I need to say about this. And that notwithstanding, there are also plenty other things Peter Obi warned Nigerians that is going to come. And it's already happening. Aside from multinationals leaving Nigeria, I have told us now about a small and medium scale industry person that have also closed shop, fired, laid off 4 staff. Those 4 staff, they are back in the labor market. If they have children, the school fees, who is going to pay? Who's going to put food on the table? Are you seeing the chain reaction, the spiral effect of people who do not think about policies? They think about how to make courageous statements without even backing it up with any ideas or any plan. Tell me, if you say that subsidy is no longer okay, what plan do you have? You don't have any plan. You know, the annoying thing is that they removed subsidy. Subsidy means you're subsidizing the price. They removed subsidy for Nigerians, whereas they are not even subsidizing their own price for purchasing fuel. They are buying for free, because Nigerians are the people who are fueling the cars, the houses, powering the houses, and feeding these people that are torturing us. Look at their convoy. Their convoy is continuing. Who is paying for the fuel? Government pays for it. So whilst they are making life more unbearable for us, they are making life more comfortable for themselves. Yes, people who were ordinary politicians have now become Senate presidents. People who were ordinary politicians, all of us probably were struggling, are now Senate majority leaders with all that goes with that office. So life is getting even pretty much better for them, whereas our own is depreciating. So it's more or less they act like parasites on Nigerians, sucking off the life of Nigerians to feed themselves. You know, that is what it is. Anyway, let's see what more we have there, please.
Yeah, Doc, thank you very much for your points. Honestly, the experience today in Nigeria is something else. So many people are lamenting because of the cost of things in the market. People can't even bring out their cars because of what it will cost them to fill their tanks. So there is no way all these things will not be affecting businesses. So many businesses have shut down because of the recent happenings in the nation. And don't forget that before now, I mean, during the Buhari's administration, so many countries will even prefer to go to places like Ghana, South Africa, you know, to establish their businesses. Don't forget, when Twitter was about to come to Africa, they preferred to go to Ghana to set up their office because nobody is sure of what Nigeria will become tomorrow. And now Buhari has left office. We are still struggling, you know, to stabilize our market, to stabilize our economy. You looking at the politicians themselves, you know that they don't even care. They don't care. There's this group that came up. They are like telling the president to allow the judiciary to.
Sorry. Before you say that, let me quote the last thing Peter Obi said. Okay, he said GSK which has a manufacturing facility set up in Abara on over 25 hectares of land in Abara, had directly employed over 400 highly technical workers like pharmacists, microbiologists, biochemists, chemists, dentists, doctors, etc., and also employed over 1,000 other staff. It indirectly provided jobs and business opportunities for thousands of Nigeria across the nation. They are now leaving all this behind and pushing more people back into unemployment.
Honestly, this is really so appalling. So you can imagine what will become the fate of these people that will be released from their job. They will now go to start looking for job opportunities in an environment that people that don't even have job cannot even find one. You that had one, now you are meant to leave your own to go and start looking for a new job opportunity. This is why we just keep asking that the judiciary should just save our democracy and save the future of the Nigerian youths, because we can't continue this way. We can't. When you look at our politicians, I was even shocked to hear that they've increased their salary. And this group, they were like saying that the president, the vice president, those of them in all these political positions, they came in, removed subsidy, increased their own salaries to the detriment of the ordinary, the poor Nigerians. And you find out that it appears they don't care, as in that empathy is not there. And that is why we just have to keep calling on the judicial. Let me just play a little bit of this clip before we move over to the last one that has to do with the Niger coup.
Breathe. Let us see the rule of law, which must be done and be seen to be done.
Let the judiciary breathe.
But by our patriotism and the love of our dear nation. We are a pro-democratic and non-partisan association. It is also the exercise of our fundamental human rights to freedom of expression and press, and freedom to lawful and peaceful assembly, that today we gather here to mount this World Press Conference to talk to our fellow Nigerians and to talk to the respective arms of government that the masses have a voice in COUP. And we will remain to be the voices of the masses, as I said, from the podium of our non-partisan efforts. We wish to achieve this. Critical to the emergence of COUP is the conduct of the 2023 general elections. You are all aware, or you may all want to know, that out of the several reports that came out of from the observers, both local and international, there is this common call, common message, and a common evaluation of the reports that the election was characterized by political and non-political malpractices. What I mean by political malpractices, malpractices committed by state and non-state actors. Now, with this, we feel as Nigerians, we deserve a place and we deserve another voice within us to say that we are not happy with what transpired throughout the conduct of the 2023 general elections, on the ground of the many infractions in respect of the application of the enabling law, which is the Electoral Act of 2022. As recent as the Electoral Act of 2022 is, it should have been given a better face, considering our own position in Nigeria as the giant of Africa, and for the years we've been in this democracy. And we believe it is out of the desire to get things right that the 2022 Electoral Act was passed. You would, from our own position here, starting with the outcome of the 2020 general elections, and then the inauguration of the incumbent government, the APC-led government, we would categorically say that, without fear of being contradicted, that our democracy has fallen down from the grass to grass. And I think you will all agree with me. Today, Nigerians across the length and breadth of the country, different levels, different backgrounds, are lamenting, as you may believe me from what my previous speakers have presented, that that woman carrying a baby on her back, that woman walking out on the street just to join the protest by Labour Party, by Labour Congress, is a message that things are not well. Our democracy ought to have protected her. Our leaders, who are the custodians of this democracy, who have the power in their hands, should have protected the weakest one among us to make them feel like members of our human society. But with the face of things as they are, we are not happy. And I'm sure that woman deep down inside her will say, let the poor breathe. Part of the theme for today.
Okay, Doc, let me also play this other clip so that you take it together, because today we won't be spending much time here.
Immediately.
Thank you, my man. God bless.
Let the military rule.
The military should take over.
Yes,
Why?
rule. Because of Buhari is not capable to rule in Nigeria.
Buhari or Tinubu?
Tinubu is not capable to rule Nigeria. Instead of Tinubu to rule, let the military take over.
All right.
That's what will happen to Niger to happen to Nigeria. I will be very happy.
So, coup should happen in Nigeria?
Yes.
Is it due to the fuel hike or due to the fuel subsidy removal?
Because of Nigeria leaders as the worst past, like Niger.
Nigeria leader was passed.
Niger, yes.
So you want to make the command Tinubu, military command, or Tribunal?
Yes, make army take over the country. I support it. Yes.
Don't you think
Okay,
it will be
sorry.
chaotic if army should take over?
Will be very fine. If you very fine to people.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's stop here. It's very, very, very appalling if Nigerians can open their mouth and start inviting military back to power. It simply tells this is the lowest we have found ourselves. You know, what is happening is a situation whereby people are saying, I would prefer a bad case, a bad situation, because I found myself in the worst situation. That's it. Because these people talking here, their life, they have looked at it. And if you look at Niger, the Nigerians are rejoicing. They felt they have been abused, raped mentally, economically, and what have you. And they are now deciding that even what was not desirable has now become, even what was not acceptable has now become desirable. Let me put this clear. Today, I spoke with a friend of mine who told me, how can he encourage another fellow? That this person says the things in Nigeria are so bad that he wants to run away, and that someone is trying to recommend for this his friend where to sell a certain organ in his body so he can raise money to take care of his family. And I screamed. He said, yes, that he's serious, that he's trying to encourage him not to do it. So Nigerians are on their own now, shopping to where to sell the organ in their body The one that is two, they want to sell one so they can use one and succeed. And our politicians are on top of their lives. They are the best of their lives. They are at the best of their lives. And Nigeria at the same time are at the worst of their lives. The civil society that is talking, didn't APC tell us in their final address that INEC had an impeccable election, that they should be scored 90%? Everybody in Nigeria and in the world have complained about this election except INEC and APC. It's a shame. Please, I'm going to run now. I am being called for a meeting now and they are bugging my phone. But maybe anywhere you guys stop, I will enjoy you people's continuation, but permit me to run now. It is very, very important. All right. Thank you, guys, and we'll see tomorrow. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Yeah.
Yes, so guys, Dr. Tell has to attend a meeting. I equally want us to take a look again at this video because you will get to understand the state of the nation and how fellow citizens are feeling. You will find that looking at these people, you see that from their faces,
First of
they are
all,
not
that
smiling.
Niger did the right thing by removing the man. I thank the military in Niger. They did the right thing. So Nigeria should not go there and begin to interfere to stop something that is good.
So you are calling on Nigeria army now?
Yes, let them come back.
And take Nigeria.
Yeah, let them come back and do the same thing in Nigeria and deliver their people as well from dungeon.
Right,
so on the side of Niger Republic, kudos for them.
Right,
yes.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Even here, if military can take over here, I'm telling the military they can take over the government, because if you watch what is happening before we have this democracy, all the infrastructures, all the bridge, all so many refineries and other things built by the military. But since we have this democracy, I don't see anything that we have achieved. Only.
So guys, we all know that so many people have come out to say that most of the good roads that we have today in Nigeria, all of them were built by the military. So we keep asking, why democracy when it does not really favor the people? Is it as a result of poor leadership? We having poor people, as in people that don't, poor leaders in places of power, has that been the problem? And you know, this was actually what the INEC, IREV, and BIVAS, all the technology that were deployed, these were the things they were there to fix. But still, INEC did not allow the Nigerian people to get the kind of future that they've been looking for. And you can see these people lamenting. We've seen how many persons now saying the same thing, that they prefer the military to, civilian rule. So you just come to a conclusion that something has really gone wrong in Nigeria and also in Africa, because we have this across countries in Africa. So many countries are also going through all this in Africa.
This Niger bridge they built at Anambra. Our federal road has spoiled. This during the time of military, that's the time they built all this federal road and everything. So everything has spoiled in this country.
So you determine that say Tinubu is an illegitimate president, made a commotant by tribunal or by military taking the position?
Number one, Tribunal was put in by INEC chairman, that's Mr. What's his name? Mahmoud. Everybody knows what's happened. Tribunal is not particularly is not my president. I did not vote for him. I know that some people vote for him, but majority of Nigeria vote for Peter Obi, Labour Party. So we are waiting them for courts. If the judges did not do the normal thing, that means everybody is going to come out for the road for protest, heavy protest.
Right, so share your experience. How does it feel right now to live in Nigeria?
My brother, to live in this country is just, even this Niger, that even fighting whether a war or the COUP, Sudan is better than Nigeria. How can you be buying a fuel now? Almost, look at the road, no motor. Even my own motor, How much is some people's salary? Some people are earning salary 70,000. If you have a car, before the ending of the month, you have bought a fuel almost 100 and something thousand. And this our wicked Yahoo politicians does not even, they don't want to know what is going on.
Our politicians are Yahoo.
They are catching all these small boys. They are looting. They are looting the citizen. The citizen of Nigeria. They are the Yahoo. They are the main Yahoo boys who have. All these are our politicians.
So guys, honestly, you can see the expression of anger on his face, from his heart. He's just pouring it the way he feels. Gloria, I don't know what you have to say as regards to this video.
Yes, for me, actually, this is actually very true. What Nigerians are going through at this moment is nothing to write home about. Like just this evening, I had one experience because a friend of mine asked me to help her get something. So I went to the market to see if I can get that stuff for her. And then only for me to go, it was already almost double the price. I called her on phone. I was telling her, "Ah, it's no longer this price." And she was shouting, "How manage?" Something I just got a week ago. So every blessed day, things keep increasing. And then, like this man just said now, the salary
So guys, it's like we just lost Gloria.
okay, like this man just pointed out now, the salaries are still the same. The people are actually crying and lamenting to the government, but the government is not even wanting to listen to the people or wanting to do anything that will help the people on a daily basis. There's no day in Nigeria that you get something and then go back to the market and find out that that thing is the same thing. So that's how it is. The whole situation is not funny, and I believe Nigerians are not finding it funny. But for me, I believe that talking about the coup going on in Niger Republic, I believe that as Nigerians, we don't really need that because military taking over. Dr. Ekte said something that it's like accepting the bad just because what you are going through is worse. I know military they can actually work, but we know that we actually fought for this democracy in Nigeria. So I believe that what we need at this point in time is good leaders that can help to pilot the affairs of this nation, good leaders that can actually work hard to actually regain Nigeria's mandate. That's what we need at this point in time. From my own perspective, military rule happening in Niger currently, it might be looking like as if it's very favorable, but it's just because I believe that there was no other way to actually help Niger people to take out the bad eggs and bring good ones. But now in Nigeria, we are sure that at least we have good eggs. So my own prayer now is that these good eggs should take over instead of military taking over. So when these good eggs take over, they'll be able to help us regain as our place as giant of Africa. Sincerely, it's really sad the state at which Nigeria is, and it's just everywhere. And I begin to wonder how this whole government, how they're able to be relaxed and you're not even concerned because everybody is talking about this thing every day on the news. They're talking about the current situation in Nigeria. They're talking about the current hardship. They're talking about how the election did not go well. But you people are just so relaxed. You claim that the election was free, was fair, was the best election INEC has ever conducted. And you're just so happy seeing your people suffering. So I just believe that what they are just doing is that they're just after themselves and after their pockets, not minding the situations of the people, sincerely. And it's painful.
Yes, Gloria, you made a very vital point because looking at those in National Assembly, you find out that they are not even perturbed. You don't see that, that move to see how they can remedy the situation. They said they were coming with palliative. Up to today, Nigerians have not seen anything. And, prices of things keep rising by the day. These people don't even care. They don't care. We all know that most of them, their kids are not sorry, their kids are not in Nigeria, their wards are not here. And even if they are here, some of them are in private schools, they have everything they want. So, but the ordinary man keeps suffering in Nigeria. The question remains, when are we going to be saved? It is just for our judiciary to come up, to come up with the ruling that will remedy our future, that will rescue our democracy. Don't forget, yesterday we deliberated on a video where the president of Nigeria was saying that he won this election, that the election was credible. We were like, this case is still in court. He's not supposed to come out in a public space and begin to tell the world that he won the election, that the election was very credible. This is in court, so they have to like keep quiet. If it was Peter Obi that made that statement, maybe by now you find out that the DSS will be saying, Peter Obi is not, is intervening or is trying to influence what the judgment would look like. But nevertheless, they should just allow the judiciary, because Dr. Ete made a very vital point yesterday. He was saying that they are just trying to, keep airing this so that people will believe it, and then the judiciary may want to go that direction. But we all know that this election was not credible. It was very, very clear to everybody. And that is why we keep calling on the judiciary, telling them that our eyes are on them. They have to, the judges, they have to come up with the right ruling that will save our democracy and also save the future of the Nigerian people. So guys, I'm going to like play this a little bit more and then we'll just summarize.
They are wicked and the demonic people.
So this is what they tell us now. May they come out Tinubu
immediately.
If you send military to go to Niger, likewise let military take over. Yeah.
Okay.
So that let him see how it goes.
All right. Thank you.
Why? Because this is not going normal. Everywhere.
Due to what, sir?
Due to should I say subsidy?
Subsidy removal.
Yeah.
Subsidy removal costs a lot of. How will I put it? Hardship. Well, I will not say that he is the one. I say subsidy removal, but he's in the top. See, well, what is...
Nothing good comes easily. They should give the man, just give him these 4 years.
He said let the poor breathe. So, are you saying Nigerians are suffocating Tinubu now?
No, I didn't say so. I say nothing good that comes easily.
Yeah.
But what we are facing now, both the fuel scarcity, fuel rising of fuel, because the subsidy is out, but we are managing it. But Nigerians should give the man a breathing space. Let's watch him for 4 years. Give him 4 years.
Honestly, this man is waiting for this president to like take us through this hardship for the next 4 years, meaning that he's not even thinking of something good, something better than what we are having now. He's encouraging Nigerians to like be patient, no matter what it takes. Be patient for the next 4 years. Honestly, the truth must be said. We must come up to say the truth and nothing but the truth. The state of things in Nigeria is really going out of hand. We must say it. And for me, what touches me the most is that these are politicians. They don't care. The way they are, by their actions, the way they speak, they don't care. There is no measure that is in place at the moment to rescue what people are going through. So somebody was saying that he was going to somewhere today and he saw where a man was being pursued. Why? Because he snatched somebody's bag. What was even inside the bag? When they asked the woman, she said she had 1,500 naira inside the bag. So you can imagine after snatch, if that, I'm just like, I don't know, people are going through a lot in Nigeria and we must call on the judiciary. The judiciary is the last hope that Nigerians have at the moment. If they can come up with this ruling without considering all the influences that, the pressure that they are facing at the moment, because no doubt they will be under pressure. We all know that this was exactly what happened to Mahmoud during the election. It was just as a result of pressure. That's my own take. I am like, he was under pressure and he didn't have any option than to go their way. But you can see that the thing has backfired on him, because no doubt he has like dented his image, his political career and all that, even his future career everything is now having question mark around it. So we are also calling on the judiciary to make sure they don't allow any form of pressure from our political class, because we know that they are always desperate. They are ready to go to any length, to ensure they retain power when they know that the process that brought them there is faulty. So, guys, we
Yeah.
are going to be ending today's live at this point. We want to say a very big thank you for joining us. Please do join us again tomorrow. And if you've not liked this video, please do so that YouTube can help us to push it out. Subscribe to this channel so that each time we have an update for you, you'll be notified. I want to say a very big thank you for being a part of today's night session. Gloria, thank you very
Thank
much. And please, you people should excuse Dr. Tell because he had an appointment. He had an appointment, and that's what took him out from the meeting for today. So thank you all and good night. God bless you all. Bye.
Good night. Bye.